So chances are you've heard someone say we all have chapters. For this week's Positively Cincinnati, I met a man who has a book to prove it. The world is full of stories, and sometimes you don't have to walk any further than your own block to discover them. Take Robert Miller here. People who live in his tri-state neighborhood might not know they have a poet in their midst. Do you find that same support for your poetry that you did for your basketball?
No, I think my poetry is new.
And as is the case with art sometimes, it was born in pain. Robert had neck surgery. He was incapacitated for months, so he started writing poetry. It became his passion. The virtual keyboard on his phone, his pen.
I will never let a day go past that my love does not deepen for thee.
He covered romance and religion, nature and adventure, politics and life.
Fear is the killer of people's dreams, manufactured out of evidence that never can be seen.
All while his son Christopher helped him recuperate. Did you know your dad was a poet?
I did not.
Maybe because the father of his childhood was in a different chapter. You heard us mention basketball at the beginning of this story. The pictures and the headlines show Robert was a big man on campus at the University of Cincinnati. He played for the Bearcats from 1974 to 1978. Before returning to school and becoming a social worker, Robert also played internationally and for the NBA. Talking about that time brings joy. Robert's proud of those days. But
I wanted to do something and everything beyond basketball.
So the man who was accustomed to leaving it all on the floor put it all on the page.
You know, I might have touched people in regards to sports, but at the same time, I think I can touch people more in terms of books and writings and words, because words have power.
Do you admire him for that?
I do.
Why?
Putting what's in your heart on display for the world is, I think, one of the biggest signs of courage and risk that you can take.
He says his dad, the poet, teaches him reinvention keeps life interesting. For Robert, the publishing of his book was unexpected.
It came out of nowhere, and I look at it as a gift that I didn't know about, telling my story, and not through sports itself, but through life.
And if you want to see more of Robert Miller's work, which he calls his way of giving himself to the world, you can find his book, The Madness Behind Poetry. It's online at Barnes & Noble and Amazon. Local author here.
Yeah.
And he's well on his way to a second book of poetry.
That's great. That's great to hear.
Awesome.